So I'm switching it up a little bit today. We're making a traditional review. Not talking about coaster opinion theory or hating on Cedar Point from the middle cushion of my couch. We're actually getting boots on the ground at the wonderful Six Flags Over Georgia. And would you look at what we have here? Georgia Goldrusher, Mach's newest creation, 144 feet in the air, 60 miles per hour fast, and 590 feet long. My home park's first launch coaster since the 90s. And first ground up roller coaster in 14 years. We do have a treat here, don't we? You can say what you want about the weak Mach launches and the power splash variations. There is nothing you can say to make me not excited to ride this ride. And after months of speculation, a secret retheme, and being an enthusiast all my life, I finally get to experience what it feels like to ride a new coaster on its very first day of public operations. Yo K, what's good, what's new? Man, there has been a lot of interesting lore that's transpired about this ride over the past few months, but we'll just focus on what we see and what we hear in person, okay? Speaking of what we hear, this music is a little bit too Western. We're in Georgia, not New Mexico. Let's switch this up a little bit. Let's see. Okay, there we go. You see, what we have here is a failure to communicate the true expressions behind this here multi-million-dollar machine we got here in Georgia. So what I'm gonna do now is express that to you myself in a euphonious form. Well, butter my biscuit, see Mach having fun. My daddy was a musket, that's a son of a gun. Got Goofy Sky School and Atlantis Journ, but it's about time to give the dirty South a turn. Well, I don't know, but I've been told that the park down in Georgia got us rushing for gold. Time to hop up in that line, what's this fussing all about? Got a shiny new toy, about to scream, about to shout. So we've wasted enough time talking about what we think is going to be like. So let's let's go ahead and get to the experience. Like, bro, this is a review. Let's talk about the ride. So the first thing you experience when you're about to ride a ride is the queue every single time. And the one for this ride, I think it might be a little bit of a mixed bag. So I'm assuming that there has to be more changes as the ride progresses, as time goes on, because there's really nothing much to the queue right now. And I'm not talking about the theming here. I'm not really worried about that too much at a Six Flags park. Everything looks good. There's just two things about this that I might be worried about in the future. And by future, I mean near future, as in 3 months from now, in June and July, in the hot Georgia summer heat, when there's no type of shade in this area to be found. Even today, on March 15th, opening day, this is technically still winter. People are suffering in that line, bro. I also don't know where the overflow for switchbacks is going to be, because there seems to be no space unless they build out that area where the rocks are. I mean, if this line ends up getting long, it's just going to be spilling out into the midway like all the rides at Six Flags Great America, which is not the best if they're trying to beautify this park. But those are two small things. It's nitpicking. That is not really important. The queue is suffice for today, so we're not going to worry about that. The operations are really the same thing as the queue. There's no seatbelt and there's not that many riders to secure, so you're never really, I hope, going to have super long dispatches. I just have a few worries, man. And the worry is just about the future, because yeah, there's no seatbelt. All you have to do is pull it on the lap bar, but you have one train ops and you're locked into one train ops no matter what, even during peak season. You're also at the mercy of the guests who are putting away their loose articles. You don't know how long that's going to take. And I mean, that could end up being scary. For now, you know, everybody was a pass holder. Everybody wants to get on the ride. It's cool. The operations were good today, but during the summer, whew, that could get ugly. The ride. If a ride is good enough, it excuses every single bad thing that came before it, and this ride might just be good enough. The launches are great. Mach gets, criticized for having weak launches, but every launch on this ride, including the initial launch, provides forces. So I'm happy with that. The top of those spikes is curved just enough to feel like you're cresting over an Airtime hill. So you actually do lift out of your seat and then you go straight down into that steep drop. It's actually a pretty interesting sensation. That junk is so fun, bro. And the moment we've all been waiting for, I mean, it has to be the best part of the ride probably. It's just that good. The speed hill in the middle. If you're wondering whether or not this speed hill delivers, let me just show you this video right here. Now, there are a lot of coaster enthusiasts in the park today, as to be expected, because it's opening day. I mean, I actually met Coaster Studios today. That's insane, bro. But pretty much everybody that I talked to today was saying that the floater hill in the middle was pretty fun. And yes, it was pretty fun. However, I think I have to make a correction on that, man. I didn't have the G-Force app pulled up on my phone when I was writing this, so I can't be objective with this statement. But, you know, watch the video again and you tell me whether that looks like floater Airtime. I'm telling you, bro, that was some ejector. Okay, you go over that speed hill multiple times and it hits every single time. And that is part of the reason why this ride is easily top 3 in the park. I mean, maybe it's top 4, but you know what I mean. Great ride, bro. This ride is pretty short, but it has a ton of variety. And if it's spinning, it has even more variety because you can get sideways Airtime, sideways thrust, sideways positive G's, whatever. Or you can get, you know, traditional if you're just facing the way that you're going. This ride's really fun. It's a great addition to this park, something that we needed. I'm so grateful, and I will be riding this as much as I can in the coming months and years, bro. I don't think this ride is trying to be one of the greatest rides of all time. It's not really necessarily a coaster enthusiast magnet, but it was supposed to be a good addition to this park that provides forces and that people can ride over and over again so they can have fun doing it and it won't be like a lame forceless ride. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. This is a great addition. I am so happy. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Appreciate y'all watching, and we'll get back to hating on Cedar Fair in the next video.